Hey everyone, welcome back. Another big week in AI this week. So let's take a look at all that went down. Okay, this week we got Janus Pro 7B. This is an image generator from DeepSeek. DeepSeek, as we know, released their R1 model last week, which kind of shook the world and also had a little play with the stock market this week as we saw Nvidia and other big tech companies kind of take a little tumble this week based on the big improvements that DeepSeek has been able to accomplish. Well, kind of the same thing can be said about their image generator here as well. This is, of course, a response to DALL-E 3, and it's honestly pretty impressive. They do lay out a few images here on kind of its capabilities. They say it uses a novel autoregressive framework. DeepSeek says Janus Pro separates the steps for understanding and generating images, making it more effective and flexible than previous models. There is a benchmark here. I do believe it compares DALL-E and a couple others, and it actually ranks amongst the top of existing image generator models. So pretty impressive. You can run this locally. So impressive stuff yet again from DeepSeek. This week, OpenAI announced their ChatGPT Gov. Of course, in the name, this is a new ChatGPT product geared specifically for government agencies. As you probably know, the government space has a lot of regulations and compliance requirements for their specific software applications that they use. So this has a secure deployment on Microsoft's Azure. Agencies can self-host ChatGPT Gov on Azure's commercial or government cloud, meeting strict cybersecurity requirements. There are a few. I think the most notable one is likely FedRAMP, which is one of those compliances. You don't see a lot of software really meet that requirement there, and this one actually does. A couple other things to point out. It includes ChatGPT 4.0, I believe it's the base model of government GPT, and also you have access to custom GPTs as well, including conversation, saving and sharing, an admin console, and of course single sign-on. So it seems like they're expanding government AI use. Since 2024, over 90,000 users have had access across 3,500 agencies that have been using ChatGPT for things like research, coding, translation, workflow, and automation. So this will, of course, broaden the reach here with this official product that has those requirements and compliances in mind. So new product here from OpenAI, ChatGPT Gov. OpenAI has formed a new partnership this week with national laboratories. So this is going to lead to what they're saying, a few different breakthroughs in it, a few different areas here, namely scientific research. They are saying OpenAI's models will aid U.S. national labs in fields like energy, astrophysics, material science, and a couple other areas as well. They are using the Venado NVIDIA supercomputer, which sounds pretty impressive. I did take a look at that supercomputer, and it seems like this may actually lead to some breakthroughs in the space here. They are saying this will also aid in national security support. AI will help detect cybersecurity threats, biological and nuclear threats as well, and healthcare and energy advancements. They are saying this will assist in disease prevention, medical research, and optimizing U.S. energy infrastructure. OpenAI also accused DeepSeek this week of inappropriately using their data. So essentially what they are accusing DeepSeek of is a process called distillation. This is where an organization like DeepSeek prompts OpenAI's products, let's say ChatGPT, several times to gain an understanding on how the application works, and also to extract synthetic data. Something we know that, at this point in time, we're kind of running out of human-made data. So creating new synthetic data can actually be pretty useful. Something DeepSeek found very beneficial, apparently. So they did this distillation process where they extracted a ton of information at scale from ChatGPT to develop their R1 model. At least this is what the accusation says. They're saying it was not necessarily a security breach, but they are saying it was an inappropriate use of their platform. Very interesting topic over the last couple of years, since AI has become more and more prevalent, is copyright. So this week, the United States Copyright Office did say that you can no longer get copyright protection over purely AI generated artworks. So artworks that were created solely from text prompts can no longer get copyright protection. AI assisted works can be copyrighted still. Human modified AI works, for example, adding text, arranging AI images, or using AI for special efforts or effects rather, may receive copyright protection, but AI generated elements themselves remain unprotected. 9 to 5 Google did roll out this article titled "Google Search's New Ask For Me Calls Local Businesses for Availability and Pricing." So if we scroll down here, we see a couple different images that 9 to 5 Google shared. They are showing an example here where you can ask the AI Google Assistant to make calls for you and to schedule different appointments or reservations. In this case, they are highlighting calling a mechanic or an auto repair shop. It'll guide you through a few different questions you think would be necessary for the other person on the line to know, such as, what service do you need? What kind of vehicle do you have? When do you need this service? Like, what is your availability, and your request summary, where you put your contact information and a couple other things. You submit all that, it makes the call for you, locks in the reservation. This is really cool stuff. I'm sure this will only get more advanced. So pretty cool update here from Google. ChatGPT rolled out a new feature this week titled ChatGPT Think. If you're in the interface where the text box is, where you type in ask ChatGPT anything, you can toggle this light bulb that turns the Think feature on. It looks like it adds an extra layer or processing of the questions you ask, kind of like how O1 thinks and processes before spitting out a response. You can add this to O1 or 4.0 currently, and it looks like it just has the model do a little extra thinking. I did test it out. It looks pretty impressive. But today, on January 31st, the feature is gone. And I know today we are expecting ChatGPT o3, so I believe we should have that very soon, or the o3 reasoning model, rather. This feature, though, is very reminiscent of DeepSeek's Deep Think feature. I'm not sure if you all have used it, but they have a very similar button in their interface that says Deep Think that you can toggle on or off. That again adds that extra layer or processing of the questions you ask before it spits out an answer. So interesting update here. Again, the feature is gone as of today. I saw this model here. It's called Tulu 3. There was this article published this week. Tulu 3, 405 billion parameters. This is on the AI2 or Allen Technology Institute website. It's a nonprofit organization, again, open source, all that good stuff. But let's dig into the actual model itself. So the 405 billion parameter model is actually very competitive against things like 4.0 and V3. Didn't see much covered on this model this week, so I thought I would briefly review it. It looks pretty impressive and again competes with a lot of flagship models as we see here on the benchmarks. Things seemed a little quiet from Mistral this year, but we just got a new model this week. It is Mistral Small 3. It is a fast open sourced AI model with just 24 billion parameters. It's optimized for low latency and released under the Apache 2.0 license, making it a strong alternative to larger proprietary models like ChatGPT 4o. They do list out the performance here according and the latency as I described. It is very impressive, as we do see. It has competitive performance with larger models. Mistral Small 3 rivals models 3 times its size. For instance, Llama 3.3, 70 billion, and instruction following general knowledge and coding tasks, while being 3 times faster on the same exact hardware. Something we saw with DeepSeek. We are seeing these efficiency gains over and over and over, especially in the open source space, and I couldn't be happier. I think we will live in a world where you will essentially be able to have the entire internet on your phone via a local open source model that would be able to run effectively based on these efficiency gains we are seeing, such as the MOE architecture. And I'm sure there will be new architectures as we proceed here throughout time, but as it stands, we keep seeing efficiency gains, and I couldn't be happier. So this is Mistral Small 3. Really cool update this week. Another AI wearable has hit the scene this week. Yesterday, there was an article published saying that Omi raises $2 million to build the future of AI wearables. This is a new project that is in partnership with Tim Draper and Dropbox's co-founder. So they are saying this will support next generation AI wearables and a brain computer interface developer kit for mind controlled AI applications. Sounds like very advanced stuff. They are currently hiring, so if you're in the market to join a new hardware AI team, this seems like a really cool one. They are launching this year, and I believe they're just about $70 for their standard AI wearable Omi. If we scroll down here, we can say get developer kit now, and yeah, we do see that it's $69.99. And it ships between 3 to 7 days in the United States. It is essentially right now, it's essentially a tool that captures all of your conversations, allowing you to go in and, see what was discussed, probably really good for people in business or people that are in a lot of meetings all day to kind of digest all that information. And if you overlooked anything, there you go. You have a tool that can kind of help you process all that. So this is Omi, really cool. AI wearable, so always looking for this sort of stuff. I saw this article here from TechCrunch that stated that Gemini 2.0 Pro would be starting rollout yesterday, which would have been January 30th, 2025. I am an advanced user of Gemini, meaning I pay for this subscription. I haven't yet seen this pop up on my side of the things, so I don't quite have access to Gemini 2.0 Pro, but some of you all might. Instead of doing a major announcement or rollout, they did a small update in their changelog of the Gemini ChatGPT application, stating that 2.0 Pro would be rolling out starting yesterday. They're saying it's improved AI for coding and math, better factual accuracy, and stronger performance, again, in math and coding applications. But they're saying it still remains in the early preview phase with potential errors still existing. But keep a lookout here. I believe it should be rolling out here over the next week or so to all users of the advanced Gemini application. So cool update here from Google. It seems there has been a battle over the last week or so ever since R1 released between Microsoft, OpenAI, Gemini, Meta. A lot of big labs have been freaking out and panicking over the efficiency gains that DeepSeek was able to accomplish. But oddly enough, this week, Microsoft Azure did roll out DeepSeek R1 to their Azure AI Foundry and GitHub applications. So you can now go into your model catalog in the Azure AI Foundry and add DeepSeek R1 in there. So interesting stuff. It does seem like they are pro DeepSeek, especially it is open source. You can run it locally. You do have full control over your data if you run it that way. Now, if you connect it to the internet and you run it on like your phone and just use the mobile app, that's a different story. But when we're talking about being able to run these models locally, there's very to little, I would say like no risk at all in doing that. So DeepSeek R1 is now available on the Azure Foundry and GitHub application. This is Refusion Fuzz. This is a competitor to things like Suno. It is a full music generator, so it can generate the lyrics, the beat, etc. The thing I really like about this model and what I think sets it apart is that it adds a flair of character to the music. So rather than just saying the words in the song, it adds like things like yeah or wow or different things that kind of help add different flair and character to the music. I'll play a quick song here.
Private rooms in VIP passes. Quick glance back as the moment passes. Your tour lights got me so damn reckless. Leave these marks upon my necklace. After the bass drops, when a crowd stops, baby, tell me what you need. Tomorrow's just another city. Tonight you're fucking with me pretty. Say you wanna, say you need it, but we both know that you're leaving.
Yeah, that is Refusion Fuzz. Pretty interesting. I am actually very impressed by it. I made a couple songs myself. They turned out all right, I will say. Here's kind of what I came up with. A couple different songs, worth it. I would highly recommend checking this out. It's Refusion Fuzz. I believe it's still in beta, as it is listed at the top here. I believe it's in their 0.7 model. So their 0.7 model just released this week, and highly recommend checking this out if you are interested in music whatsoever. All right, that is everything today. I believe we covered everything this week. Of course, some pretty big updates from OpenAI with their new partnerships. Some other tools we covered today as well, like the Fuzz music editor. I think that sounds really good in my opinion. We'll see next week. It didn't look like we got O3 today. I was kind of really looking forward to getting O3 Mini and getting my hands on it, but it doesn't look like it's going to come out today. So I think we should get it sometime next week. I would predict probably a Thursday release if we're going to get it. Grok 3 was said to be released, late in December, and we never got that, so we're still waiting for that too. And then Gemini Pro. I think a big concern for a lot of labs right now is the distillation of their models, as we see OpenAI complaining, or not complaining, but claiming that DeepSeek distilled their model to create this new R1 model for a fraction of the cost. I think a lot of big labs are going to be questioning, why do we want to keep putting these models out there if they're just going to be made open source and tweaked and better are the model it was even distilled from. R1 exceeds O1 in several categories based on what they were able to do there. So we will see what we get next week. Appreciate you all for watching. If I did miss something, let me know. I know it's tough to cover everything, but have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.